It is the first of its kind, a pill to treat sexual dysfunction in women.
The pill called Addyi went on the market a month ago, but there are a lot of questions about how it works and who can get it.
24-Hour News 8's Danny Carlson found the answers to those questions and has this report tonight.
Chances are you've probably heard about the so-called female Viagra on the news, on the web, or even on late-night comedy shows.
That's right, female Viagra. It's called flibanserin.
When ingested, flibanserin increases a woman's sex drive. Con, you might know it by its old name, wine.
Yeah. Don't need no prescription.
Yes, you take it and it takes 2 weeks. That's true. 2 weeks to start working. So ladies, if you don't mind, we're going to start without you.
But the problem behind the punchline is very real.
It's a huge issue. It's a huge issue for relationships. These women really suffer. These relationships suffer.
And there is potentially a lot of interest. Nearly 10% of women suffer right now from what's called hypoactive sexual desire disorder, clinically low sex drive, what Addyi is prescribed to treat.
I think women are wanting to ask about this and not knowing where to go.
We saw that was true when we reached out on social media and got questions and concerns from viewers, even one woman who plans to get a prescription. But because of the topic, no one wanted to talk about it.
I think that there is overall just a general attitude that we shouldn't talk about sex.
Clinicians like Nisha McKenzie say they hope the drug makes women more comfortable talking about sex because it's not a magic pill. And even though people call it the female Viagra, it really isn't at all.
It's really not accurate. It's the first medication that's been approved for female sexual function, which Viagra is for male sexual function, so that's the only relatability there.
Unlike Viagra, which you can take as needed, Addyi has to be taken every day, and women won't see an effect for 2 to 4 weeks if they see one at all. Only 20% of women responded to the drug during FDA trials. Addyi was initially tested as an antidepressant, which means it works gradually on chemicals in your brain, not immediately like Viagra, which increases blood flow. And another headline, no drinking on Addyi at all. Alcohol plus Addyi could lead to extremely low blood pressure and fainting. And it's not just a recommendation on the bottle you can ignore. Addyi patients have to sign this form promising not to drink at all. What about that woman who says, you know, well, I'll sign this, but I'm sure it'll still be fine if I have a glass of wine occasionally?
Then I'll say you may not have Addyi. At this point, we can't take the risk.
The serious alcohol risk means doctors have to be certified to prescribe it, and pharmacies have to be certified to fill it. In the first month, only a handful of either have signed up. Only one independent pharmacy in Grand Rapids is certified so far to carry the unproven, expensive drug, Keystone Pharmacy. They tell us they're on the front lines for one reason.
Compassionate care. These women have tried a lot of different things. They're struggling. This is an important part of their relationship, and they want this part to improve.
They're certified, but tell us so far they've only gotten one prescription, which is the rule, not the exception. Some estimates say fewer than 300 Addyi prescriptions have been written nationwide, compared to hundreds of thousands of Viagra scripts in its first month nearly 20 years ago. If it isn't as successful, are you concerned this might be it for women?
I'm not concerned. I think that the initial hype was probably a little more than what the medication is going to be as far as being helpful. However, the women that it does help, it's groundbreaking for them. It's groundbreaking for their relationship. It may not help the millions that Viagra does, because even women that are good candidates may not respond well to the medication.
Everyone we spoke to said that insurance really isn't covering the prescription, at least at this point, which would mean that a month's supply of the little pink pill could cost about $800 a month. But while the pill is new, the company is offering doctors' offices discount cards that bring that cost down to about $20 a month and are good for at least the first 7 months. Now, tomorrow morning on Daybreak, we will have a physician's assistant live in studio to answer any questions you may have about Addyi, so feel free to send us a private message on Facebook or an email to reportit@woodtv.com, and we'll answer as many questions as we can.